Good morning. Welcome to day 1 of the Attracting Your Soulmate Client Challenge. I am so excited to finally be doing this. I decided to put this together about a month ago, and I've been talking about it ever since, and it just didn't seem like it was going to happen. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to publicize a challenge this long before, because I've just been so anxious to do it. So today we're going to talk about day 1 of Attracting Your Soulmate Client Challenge. Hello, Kirsty. Happy Monday to you. We are going to talk about attracting your soulmate client. And just in case you don't know me, my name is Rachel, and I help moms who are entrepreneurs up-level their business, their health, and their mindset. I started out as doing just strictly health and fitness coaching, and have kind of evolved into the business part of it because my background is in health and fitness, but it is also, I went to school for a very long time to have a whole bunch of kids and realize I did not want to work in the corporate world, but I have an MBA, I have a law degree, a CPA, and a ton of other certifications. So thank you, Lauren. Good morning to you, Lauren. So also, of course, I am home with 4 of my kids this morning because 2 of them don't have school. One of them that's home is homeschooled. The other 2 are at practice. And then the 4-year-old, of course, is running crazy downstairs. So we might have a little interruption, but that is to be expected. And I'm going to talk about that actually as part of my spiel today. So I wanted to do this challenge because, like I mentioned, I started health and fitness coaching, and I spent a couple of years barking up the wrong tree. I'm going to give you a quick little snippet of my story. You probably saw a little bit of it in the landing page, the sign up page, and then maybe you've heard it in the welcome video to this group. But I was barking up the wrong tree. So when I started my health and fitness business, I wanted to help moms with health and fitness. It was pretty basic, pretty general looking niche. Oops, I forgot to turn my notifications off on the phone. And I was just going to help every single mom because I felt like when I was looking around at my friends and the women around me, I just thought, women need help with this because they're not taking care of themselves. They're not paying attention to themselves, and they need help with this. So I wanted to help them all. And I went about it completely wrong. I won't even go into all the wrongness and all the things that I've learned since then. But I realized that I wanted to narrow down my niche and that was very important. And so I did that. But as I narrowed it down, I became trying to work with women that weren't me. I was trying to work with women who struggled with losing weight, that they were moms, but they had struggled to lose the baby weight, or maybe they didn't take time for themselves anymore. It had become somebody that I was not that person. For me, fitting in the workout's always been the easiest part of my day. That's just something I would always do. The eating healthy part, yeah, I struggled with that here and there, but it wasn't a huge struggle for me. And so for me to create content and to create group coaching packages and to attract the clients that I wanted to work with got really, really hard because I wasn't trying to attract my ideal client. I was trying to attract somebody that wasn't me. Now, I'm not saying that you can't help people that aren't you. So like if you go to a shoe store and a man is there to help you and you're female and you're looking for female shoes, it's going to be a little bit harder for him to make the sale with you because he has no idea. He cannot relate to the struggles of a mom. He cannot relate to the struggles of uncomfortable dress shoes. He cannot relate to having to have shoes that you need to slip on and off because your hands are full because you're carrying a baby and groceries. And so it's a little bit more difficult. And what I'm telling you is that if you are barking up the wrong tree like I did for so long, it's going to be more difficult. You're not just going to attract people to you. And what happened was I was always complaining, why don't people come to me? Why am I chasing people all the time? Why am I always having to reach out to so many people and convince them that they needed to do a workout program? And the thing is that I realized that I was attracting people that were nothing like me. I was trying to attract moms that didn't want to work out, that didn't see the value in it, that didn't care if they ate healthy. They didn't get that eating healthy would make them feel better and have more energy. I knew all of those things and I believed all those things and they were a part of my life, but I was trying to convince them something that they were not ready to believe in. And that's a really, really hard task. Plus, I was trying to attract and bring these moms to me that were nothing like me anymore. Okay, so that is where I went wrong. And it's when I really started to shift my focus and working with moms that were more like me, that I could relate to, that were easily related to me. It became easier for me to create content. It became easier for me to do all the business things because I was looking for moms that were like me, that were going to be attracted to me instead of me having to work so hard to convince them to be like me. And that sounds so awful now when I say that out loud. And so I actually, changed my focus and became more successful, and clients were coming to me instead of me having to chase them down. And that is what I want to share with you today, is kind of my process for doing that, my step one. And throughout the course this week during this challenge, we are going to tackle just a little bit of the pieces to get the clients to come to you instead of you always having to do the chasing and having to work so hard to create that message, the perfect message going to attract that client to you. Because if you're not really that client, or you're trying to attract somebody that's not anything like you, it's going to be really hard for you to create that perfect message. Okay, so just a few other examples about why you need to figure out who you are before you can create that message. So I follow this one coach I listen to regularly, and she was talking about how when she first started her business, and this is a mistake that we all make. We first start out our business, we're super excited, and we think that people want to be attracted to a coach that's just like us. So kind of going back to my health and fitness thing, I would not take pictures of myself unless I felt like I'd eaten really healthy and that my stomach is really flat. So I wouldn't take a picture of me that said, ooh, look, oops, I kind of messed up over the weekend, a little bit too many carbs, I look bloated. I wouldn't take pictures like that. Well, who can relate to somebody that doesn't eat carbs, that always has a perfect looking stomach? You just can't. I didn't want to post about all the ice cream that I like to eat, because I thought, well, people aren't going to want to sign up with a health coach that eats ice cream all the time. Well, yeah, they are, because that's what's relatable. The person that never eats ice cream, that never messes up their diet, that never does this, never does that, always does it perfect, that's not something that you can relate to. So this coach that I follow was talking about how when she first started her journey, she was, every time she did a Facebook Live, she had perfect makeup, hair, the outfit, the whole business, and always looked perfect with lipstick and everything. And she realized that she was attracting women who were not like her. And they were not really even people that she wanted to work with. And that the people that she wanted to work with were the more relaxed, laid back women that messed up on the Facebook Lives, that maybe threw out a swear word here and there, that forgot to turn her phone off, that she wanted to work with people that were more like her. And that's why I was attracted to her, because I could watch her Facebook Lives and I could see myself in her. Okay. So you'll notice, whenever I do Facebook Lives, rarely do I have on not having a hooded sweatshirt that says Minnesota or Bulldogs or something on it. I usually have my hair up in a bun. I actually, today was day one of my hair day. That's another story. But, so I come to you, this is me. This is 100% who I am, because this is the kind of person I want to work with. So if you're not attracted to somebody that lives in leggings and yoga pants and hooded sweatshirts all the time and wears a tiny bit of makeup and never remembers to put lipstick on and is lucky if she gets her hair washed, then I'm not the person for you. I'm not the coach for you, because that's what I do. That's who I am. Likewise, I talked about my son will interrupt us. If you don't like that and you're not okay with that, then I'm not the coach for you. And so when my son comes in, and I try to kind of wave him off, you'll every once in a while see me my focus shift and my body will move. It's because I'm trying to wave my child off. But eventually he ends up coming in here and taking a seat behind me and making goofy faces. And if that's not something that you can relate to, then you're probably not going to want to sign up with me as a coach, or you're not going to want to listen to my Facebook Lives or listen to my message, because that's who I am. And that's me. So if you want to, post down in the comments who your ideal client is, who you see that person is right now, as before we even get started with this whole challenge. And I'm curious to know, if you're listening now or on the replay, who is it that you want to be attracting? Who do you want to serve in your business? Let us know what kind of coaching that you do as well. And so just some other examples, like I mentioned, you go to a shoe store and you want somebody that can feel your pain about shoes before you go buy shoes. If I'm going to go if I'm a marathon runner, which I totally am not, I do not like running. Am I going to want to go buy shoes from a 65-year-old man that's never run a day in his life and hates running and doesn't know anything about running shoes? No, I'm going to want to go into the shoe store and I'm going to scope out somebody that looks like she's run before, that's around my age, that's going to be able to tell me about how these shoes are going to work for me. Just like if you're going to buy products, buy baby products, you walk into a store, the Babies R Us store, and they've got an 18-year-old kid working in the stroller section. Do you really trust what he's going to tell you about the strollers? Probably not. You're going to want to come to somebody that looks like me in my hooded sweatshirt, my yoga pants, that's got a kid on my hip. You're going to go find that mom in the store that's a shopper and say, gosh, I really need some advice on strollers. When you need advice on strollers, you throw it out on Facebook. You say, hey, moms with kids, let me know what you like in a stroller. What do you need in a stroller? I have no idea. You're not going to post that in a group that's got men and women business people. Those people may or may not have kids. You're going to be lucky to find somebody that's going to help you with that. So people are going to align with you and seek you out instead of you having to chase them and telling them what you've got. You've got to figure out who you are. So step one, here's the big exciting breakthrough today, is you have to figure out who you are as a person before you can even begin to attract your clients. Now, like I mentioned, if your big dream in life is to sell, I'm trying to think of something, men's shaving kits. Maybe that's all you want to do your whole life is to sell men's shaving kits. I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying that as a female, as a mom who doesn't shave her face very much, you are going to have a tougher time. You are going to need to work harder. You are going to need to do a little bit of chasing. You're going to need to seek out your clients. They're not going to come to you because men can't relate to a woman when they're looking for shaving products. Now, if a man is looking for something to buy his wife for Valentine's Day, he's going to be able to relate to you because his wife is your client. That's who. He's not going to go to another man. He's going to go to a woman who's selling Valentine's gifts to help him with that. So the thing here is that who you are is going to come out in your messaging. And when you come out into your messaging, your client is going to be attracted to you and they are going to show up on your doorstep a lot more likely than they are if they can't relate to you. So when I'm talking about who you are, I know you've probably all done those ideal client avatar worksheets that talks all about who your client is. And I'm not saying that's not important. I'm not saying we're not going to talk about that a little bit this week. But when I work with my coaching clients, we talk about who are you. So who are you? Okay. So when I'm going to talk about myself, I'm not talking about who that person is. I'm not talking about what shows she likes to watch and where she hangs out on Facebook and where she shops and what her favorite books are and her hair color and all that. We've all done those exercises, and I'm not saying that they're not worth your time. But what I'm saying is that who you are is the important piece here. Because even if my client likes to read Vogue magazine, but I don't, how am I going to relate to that person, to their interest? How am I going to create content that's going to be attracted to them when I don't really know a lot about Vogue magazine? Glamour magazine, I have an example. So for some reason, I got a free subscription to Glamour. I know I didn't pay for it. And it showed up in my mailbox. And I get it. And because it's free and it showed up in my mailbox, when I'm laying out in the sun in the summers, I flip through it. And I can't relate to anything in that magazine because that's not my thing. Okay, if it was a magazine about yoga pants and sweatshirts, I'd be all over it, but I can't relate to it. So how am I going to create content for somebody that loves glamour if I don't know who I am? So focus on who you are is where you're going to start. So share with me in the comments a little bit about who you are. Some of this stuff is stuff that makes you special. I think it makes me special that I have 6 kids. There aren't a lot of people like that. It makes me special that my daughters are into gymnastics and my son's into triathlons. And so I spend a lot of my time doing that. So those things are kind of special, but who am I? Okay, so what do I like to do? What do I like to watch? What things make me tick? What is it about me that makes me me? And so when it comes to health and fitness, if I'm going to attract people to me, I want to create content, and my ideal client is going to be the person that likes to work out. They like to eat healthy. They don't have a lot of time to figure all that stuff out, and they want something quick and easy, but they see the value in it. They know that they need more energy. They know that health and fitness is going to help them have more energy. They want to build muscle. They have goals. That's me. Okay. I am not somebody that doesn't care about health and fitness, that's never done a workout and has no desire to it, because it's very hard for me to relate to somebody like that. And it's very hard for me to create content that's going to attract that person, because when I put my content out, when I'm being my authentic self, it's not that stuff. It's not about, well, you need to work out because it gives you energy. It's about already saying, I've got the energy because I'm working out. Do you guys kind of see the difference? Let me know if I'm not totally losing you on here. Okay. So really think about who you are. And we're going to do a little visualization exercise at the end of this. to really help you get into who you are. And then tomorrow's exercise is going to take it even deeper, because this is really important. It was once I discovered who I was that I realized that I did not want my focus to 100% be on health and fitness, that there was a lot more to me than that. And that is when I started working with clients on their business coaching. I realized that the clients that I was attracting were people that wanted help with their businesses. Okay. So I am just about done with the coaching certification. And part of that was doing coaching hours. And from the certification, they sent me clients to do these coaching hours with. And I received 3 of them in about a span of a couple of weeks. And I did my first phone calls with them. Not one of them wanted help with health and fitness. Not one of them wanted help with being overwhelmed as a mom. All 3 of them wanted business related help. So it was like the universe was slapping me in the face saying, why aren't you getting this? This is what you need to be doing. This is who you are. I love talking about business. I also like talking about health and fitness, but I realized that at my core, that what I wanted to, they always ask, what would you do if you had $1 million in the bank and you could do whatever you wanted? That thing for me wasn't the health and fitness, that the thing for me was the business, helping people find their ideal clients, helping them set up their funnels. So when I work with my one-on-one clients, it's all the stuff that I love to do. Where when I worked on my one-on-one clients that were coaching my health and fitness clients that were one-on-one coaching, it was not always what I wanted to do. Sometimes I hoped that they'd cancel the call. Sometimes I would hope that the calls ran short or that they wouldn't show up, because it was not truly what I wanted to do. When I think about helping women with business, that is what I want to do, because that's me. That is what I can relate to. That's an area where I have a story. I have a struggle. I can share my story with you, that I struggled with finding my ideal client because I was barking up the wrong tree. I was looking for the wrong type of people because those people weren't me. One of the big parts about sharing your content and attracting your soulmate client is being authentic. When you have to sit down and spend a half an hour creating a Facebook post or an email because you're trying to make something up that isn't you, you're going to be unsuccessful. It's going to come across that way. Plus, it takes a ton of time. Okay? Where when you're being your authentic self and you have figured out who you are and help that guide your ideal client focus, now you're able to create content with ease. I would sit forever trying to come up with some content. I'd talk about, it was hard for me to get up this morning to start my workout, but once I did, it felt great. And I'd write this whole story about it, but that story wasn't really me. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to get up in the morning, but all in all, I wasn't going to skip the workout. I was going to do it. It wasn't my struggle. Where now I create a post like that about my struggle with finding my ideal client and the years that I wasted barking up the wrong tree, working in an area that wasn't really me, working in a way, in a vibe that wasn't me, where now I can share with you that story and how I got out of that struggle. And the first step in that struggle was figuring out who I was, what I wanted, where I want to go, who I am. I also did the thing where I felt like I had to put up this facade. And every time I did a Facebook Live when I was health and fitness coach, I had to be the health and fitness coach. So I'd always be dressed in all the health and fitnessy stuff. And I'd have my shake in hand and all that. That wasn't me. It was all fake. Not fake. I drink my shake. I wear health and fitness type clothes, but I would have this whole setup where now this morning I kind of sat here. I parked in front of my computer. I do have a microphone so that it sounds better. I don't have any notes. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants because this is what I truly believe in. And it makes the content easier, and you can attract your clients to you rather than you having to chase down your clients. So let me know down in the comments if this is resonating with you, if this is something that you're gosh, I never thought about that before, or are you not feeling like you're being your authentic self on social media because you feel like you have to be who that person is that you're trying to attract? And let me know, are you interested in making that shift? Are you interested in changing that so that you are the person you are trying to attract, so that it's easy? If you look up at the, before we changed it to the challenge cover photo, it talked moms on the rise, helping moms uplevel their business, health, and mindset with ease. This is all about making this easy. Attracting your soulmate client should not be hard. You shouldn't need to chase people down or send them 90,000 messages or all that stuff. It should be easy. They should come to you because they can resonate with you because you are like them. They can see that you relate to their struggle, whether that's creating content or Maybe it is health and fitness, or maybe it is helping people with their relationships. Maybe they're meeting through a divorce, and you can help them with that because you can share their struggle. You've been there, you understand it, you know it. Okay. So what we're going to do right now, and we're going to dive into this a little bit deeper again tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be kind of a Q&A call where you can ask questions. Once you've kind of done this little part of it, I want to hear what your questions are. And then there's going to be a little bit of an exercise tomorrow. But today I want to do a little visualization exercise with you. So I'm going to ask you to get in a comfortable spot. And if you're not able to do this right now, just go back to this and listen to the replay a little bit later. I'm actually going to record this portion so I can send it out individually in the email a little bit later on, and maybe post it in the group. So what we're going to do is we are going to start with the ideal self visualization is what I like to call it. So the ideal self visualization. And what you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes, and you're just going to start by taking a nice deep breath in and an exhale, getting yourself into that space of feeling truly relaxed so that you can really get deep into your head. Inhale again. And exhale, relaxing all through your body. And inhale. And exhale. Wonderful. Now I want you to imagine that you're just walking through a meadow, nice and relaxed. It's a relaxing walk. You're just sauntering through on a path. And you are walking until you see a bench, and you're going to have a seat on that bench. Just have a seat on the bench, and as you sit down on the bench, you see that there's somebody approaching you, and that somebody is a mirror image of you. And they're going to sit down next to you. And you look over at yourself and you think, wow, this is crazy that myself just sat down next to me. But you decide that you're going to take this opportunity to ask yourself some questions. You're going to start by simply saying, self, who are you? Dig really deep inside yourself. Who are you? And listen to what kind of answers that she has for you. She might be telling you about things in your past, about your present, about parts of you that you didn't even know existed. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes just to sit in silence with this part of you and listen to all the things that she has to say about who you really are. If you feel like you're running out of questions, ask her what it is that she would like to share with the world. What kind of things has she been afraid to share with the world? What is holding her back from being her authentic, true self when it comes to sharing herself? Is there anything that she wishes she could tell the world that she's been keeping bottled up inside? Is she afraid of criticism or being shamed for what she wants to share? Ask her what it would feel like to let that stuff out. Ask her what it would feel like to share herself with the world in this way. If she says it feels uncomfortable or something she's not ready to do, that's okay. It may or may not come in time. But if she said she's ready to share it, find out what those things are. Bring them out into the open. And ask her if this helps her define who it is that she wants to serve, who it is she wants to attract to her to help. You may find out that it's not even the area that you've been working in all this time. You might find out that there's another facet of who you are, another way of digging deeper into who you want to serve. Really take this time to soak in what she has to tell you. And if she tells you something that you weren't ready to hear, that's okay. You can always come back to it later. Or maybe it's something that you want to think about and bring into your present life. That's up for you to decide. Take as much time as you need with her. You can do this visualization later when you have more time to sit and think about it. I'm going to bring you back into the room today. So take a nice deep breath in and exhale and open your eyes up to the room. Come back to us. Okay. So I'd love to hear any feedback from you. If anything came up for you while you did that, I'm going to post that recording a little bit later on today. But it is really important for you to take that time with yourself and ask yourself those questions and find out who you are and what you want to share with your audience. And like I said, you might figure out that it's something that you didn't even realize was in there. And that might help you narrow your focus a little bit and create more content. So I'm feeling like a little bit woo-woo now that I've had that relaxation time, but take that time to work on that a little bit later again with, and take a little more time to listen to what yourself is saying as well on that. So let me know down in the comments any feedback that you have about the visualization, what you have found to be true. You can also post in the group. I would love to hear where you are going with this and if you found anything deeper. And keep your eyes peeled this week. I'm going to be talking about my group coaching course that is going to be launching this week. And since you are part of this challenge, you are going to get the first word about it. I'm going to give you more of the details as the week goes on, but it's going to be limited to 10 women. We are going to have group coaching calls every week, and there's also going to be trainings every week on helping you build your business with ease. And so I'll give you more details of that throughout the week. But if that's something that you're kind of sort of interested in doing, if you've thought that you've been feeling that niggling to do a group coaching experience and to have a place where you can share your ideas, get tips, get trainings, all that type of thing in all areas of your business, shoot me a PM and I'll make sure that you get to the top of the list. Because like I said, it's going to, I'm going to limit it to 10 women because I want to make sure that everybody can get the attention that they need on those group calls. And so it's going to go fast because I've already had a few people asking me, when are you going to do this? So if you want to be at the top of that list, send me a personal message and I will be happy to get you at the top of the list to be the first to know about it when I actually get it launched. But like I mentioned, it's going to be 4 weeks. It's going to be one-on-one coaching every single week, plus trainings and lots of feedback and things in the group. So I'm super, super duper excited about this. I'll be honest, it's yet to have a name. I'm still kind of working on that. I haven't gotten that message from my inner self yet about what that message is going to be. So have a great day. I hope this was really helpful for you guys. Post in the group if you have any questions. I'd love to hear what your questions are when you start doing the visualization and kind of figuring out who you are, because that is going to be the key to figuring out how to get the clients to come to you instead of you always having to do the chasing. So have a great rest of your day, everybody. I will be back in the group tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Time with part 2 of the Who Are You part of this challenge. So have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.